の歌消えない心の傷メシアを求め続けたあの日の夜
All right, welcome back, y'all. This is Anime Degens episode 83, and we're coming at y'all with a little fun game tonight. We're trying a little something different. We did like a NFL fantasy anime draft a few weeks slash months ago. I'm not sure which, but this is kind of similar to that in some ways. So it's just gonna be, except for like that was more prepared. This time, like no one but me knows what the options are. So they got to rank these things without knowing what's coming next, which is the fun part because who knows what's coming next? Um, but before we get into all the introductions and stuff, I just want to let y'all know the best way to support us is obviously to rate the podcast. Rate us everywhere. Join our Discord, follow us on the social medias, like the YouTube channel and the videos, all that good stuff. Linktree.com/animedegens for all of our stuff. And now let's get into who we got with us. We got Nom as usual. How you doing, Nom?
But we push on anyways.
Yeah.
I had a binge of Thousand Year Blood War and oh god, the flashbacks.
You can't say that I made you binge it this time because you said you was gonna wait, and I said cool as long as you're done by October. And here you go, you binged it in like one day, so it's not my fault.
Look, they left Bleach off on a shit note after the Car arc. I couldn't just leave it at that. Okay, I couldn't.
Once you get started, you can't stop.
I understand why people were upset, okay, with the wait. I get it now, okay? I don't understand your pain. I'm on a different pain, though, okay? I'm a One Piece fan.
Hey, there you go.
We just keep on going. We don't know when to stop, so I'm cool with it, The next person we got, we had him on a few weeks ago actually, and we did Kubo's other work, Burn the Witch.
Yeah.
Chad, welcome back. How you doing?
Man. I'm good, man. Thank y'all for having me. Everybody, hope y'all had a good long Labor Day weekend, and be sure to check me out at the Side Quest Hustle on everything, all social media and streaming platforms.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And as usual, like all of his links will be in the description as well, since he's a guest. So make sure you go, follow him on YouTube, give him a follow on Spotify, all that good stuff. He's putting out some pretty good content. So he's fairly new though, but it's been pretty good so far. It's been a blast to listen to. Now we introduce our new guest. We've been mutuals for a while on like Instagram and stuff, Threads, of course, but we was mutuals on Instagram first before Threads came out, and it's been a while. I feel like it's been a long time now, and I'm just now actually able to get them on since Dan's been gone for so long. So we got Gleesh and Crollo from the Sons of Tokyo podcast, and yeah, so y'all want to let the people know like kind of who y'all are and like where to find you and what y'all do, and the good old elevator pitch.
Hell yeah. So basically we are Sons of Tokyo. We are two very experienced anime watchers, and we decided to start a podcast to talk about all things anime, from big three as we're about to do to even the smaller things, sports anime and everything like that. We kind of talk about everything. You can find us on all platforms, Sons of Tokyo on everything, Instagram, Threads. Yeah.
Hell yeah, tap in for everything anime. We just rock out.
Hell yeah, there we go. And we figured we like to do a little questionnaire, Q&A session, just chill time, every time a new guest comes on, that way we can kind of get to know y'all a little bit better, let the audience get to know you, all that good stuff. So like, how long have y'all been like watching anime? Like, when did y'all get into it? Like, how did y'all get into it? All that good stuff. Let us know.
Okay, so I started watching anime back in 2014. I was going into my freshman year of high school, and it was really out of boredom. I didn't have anything else to watch. My older brother tried to make me watch anime before, and I wasn't hearing it just because back in the day, that was like anime was still looked at as like you're a weirdo and that whole stigma that was going on. So I didn't want to dive into it just for that reason. But I started watching Naruto on Netflix and I got so hooked to it that I it was only the first part that was on Netflix and I finished it and I was like, where's the rest of it? Where's more? I need more. And that's when I started watching Shippuden. Then I moved on to other animes. I started Googling anime similar to Naruto, and that's how my whole anime crusade began.
Yeah, I was also a Naruto first. That was my first anime too. I actually watched Naruto and Shippuden, and I ended up watching them like 3 more times with family members. Like, I got my sister to watch them. I got one of my best friends, Scoofy, to watch it. And I ended up literally watching Naruto all the way through with them again, like 2 or 3 more times before I actually moved on to another anime. So,
Sheesh. That's a lot of
Um,
episodes.
Hey, I respect that. For
Yeah.
me, it was kind of tough because I grew up watching Pokemon and Naruto, but I didn't really look at it as anime just because I wasn't really exposed to that kind of culture. I kind of thought it was just another cartoon. Like, I wasn't really like watching it, but come fast forward to like 2016, 2015, around the time when he was watching Naruto, he used to always talk about it, and we're cousins, so I would always go to his house. But I remember I used to, before I think Naruto, I think I really watched clips on YouTube, and it started to like spike my interest a bit, like just watching Goku and Vegeta fight. But then eventually I started getting into Naruto by going to his house. We used to just watch it on Netflix, and yeah, the rest was history. By the time I got to Shippuden really just, it was everything for me. Like,
Yeah.
oop, I'm sorry. You was cutting up a little bit, so little robot voice.
mm,
And it's crazy. I hadn't watched Pokemon, man, since I was a kid, but like there was a um there was a clip that was like rotating on social media. I think it was like, I don't know if it's the most recent season, but Pokemon, I mean, I might have to start back watching that. Like it was a battle, I think it was like Ash versus like Leon or something like that. And it was like legit. Like the animation, the action, everything, like it took me back to like the early 2000s when I was watching when I was watching Pokemon. And so I was thinking like, man, I might have to pick it up just based on that clip that was like going around social media.
Yeah, that is actually the new Pokemon or whatever. They did
Yeah.
like they did like a I don't know, a callback or whatever, and they did like a championship
Yeah.
between Ash and Leon, and we watched it actually like last year sometime, and like I didn't know many of the Pokemon that Leon had,
Mm,
or like kind of what was going on with Ash's Pokemon. But shit, man, I got chills watching that shit,
yeah.
like Pikachu and like Charizard and all
Yeah,
them,
when they
like
did the whole
Yeah.
little headbutt thing, I was like, "Oh shit, like I might need to like check this out."
dude, I don't
it
care
up.
what anyone says. Pokemon still goes hard to this day.
Yeah.
To this
Absolutely.
day.
Yeah. So like
Mhm.
I used to watch Pokemon as well when I was a kid, but like you said, I didn't really see it as an anime. I still kind of don't see it as
Mm-mm.
an anime. It's just Pokemon,
yeah.
So, but uh I also want to ask like I think I know the answer, but just in case, what's y'all's favorite like genre, like demographic, all that good stuff? Like, do y'all have one, or do y'all like to like spread it out? Like, what's going on?
It's
So
pretty much like if it's fire, we're gonna watch it. Like I don't like to be stuck, or we don't like to be stuck to just one genre. Like shonen is the first love, so obviously we're gonna gravitate there first, but it's really just everything.
yeah, like for the most part is everything, but at the same time, it just so happens majority of my favorite animes are shonen. So if you had to ask me which banner I'm claiming, it's probably shonen. But again, we don't really like to go too far.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I figured y'all was like huge shonen fans. I
Absolutely.
know y'all pretty big into it. So, uh, but another question is it doesn't have to be a specific order. It doesn't have to be like your top, whatever. I just want to know what some of your favorite anime is. Obviously I know y'all are big One Piece fans, as am I. But I want to know what else do y'all like? What's some of your top anime besides One Piece?
Oof. You know, the big three, of course, is up there. Then you got Attack on Titan, you got Hunter x Hunter, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Ace of the Diamond. If you're into sports animes, one of the best sports animes, Haiku. Um,
Hey, Haikyuu.
yep.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
I could be here all day. I'm not gonna lie. But
Yeah, like Inuyasha, like the list goes on. I'm not gonna lie, like I really just love One Piece.
One Piece number one, right?
You can't go wrong
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his shirt.
Oh yeah, there we go. We know what we are. You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
know what we are. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I figured I'd kind of get the see what else y'all like. I like that you brought up Haikyuu. Like that's one of my favorite anime as well. I don't think it's in the top 10, but like it's up there. Like it's my favorite
It's up
sports
there for
anime.
sure.
So, but uh, but like as far as like all that goes, like if you had to, so for anybody listening right now, right? If you had to tell them like one episode or whatever, one video that you wanted them to watch right now, um, from your channel, from your content, which one would it be, and why would it be that?
oof.
Like, give us a banger.
Yeesh. Okay.
The
That's a
episode I
good
just did
question.
with them.
Oh, there you
Hey,
go. It's not out
hey,
though, right?
It ain't out yet, but the episode I did with them, watch that one.
Dropping soon. Dropping very soon.
very soon. Very soon. And another one I would say, like, we're gonna come off as biased too for this video, but probably the Legends of Luffy.
Hmm.
I mean,
Like, you can, I would say, if you're a One Piece fan, that's everything you would look for.
yeah. The thing is like they watch that, they know what you are. You know what I mean? They go into it. They watch the video. They know what vibes to expect. They know what to expect. Like they know what kind of content you make. You know what I mean? It's they know you love One Piece. They know you love Luffy. So I mean that's a win in my opinion.
Yeah, either that one or the One Piece freestyle we just dropped today. Actually,
Okay,
it's
there you
a
go.
literal movie length, so make sure you guys go check that out. We had the Straw Hat podcast on there too. So
Okay. I got you. What did y'all do? Just like discuss One Piece, or like did y'all do like a freestyle, or
we're not rappers. Let's get that out the
Yeah.
way.
you
But
never know,
yeah,
you know?
it was a very lengthy One Piece discussion. It got to the point where we had to cut it off because we could have kept talking all day, like just everything One Piece related, discussing characters, um, top three strongest, that type of thing.
Yeah, just everything One Piece. Kind of a freestyle, but a different kind of freestyle.
I got you. Yeah. I'm scared of those. Like that's the kind of stuff we do over here, right? We like come up with topics and we just talk about them, and that's why we get in so much trouble with time because we just like to talk, and we end
Yeah.
up like looking at the time. It's like, oh shit, it's already been 2 hours. This was only we would. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this won't make it an hour, and here we are at 2 hours. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's our issue. So, um, but does like Nom or like Shad, either one of y'all, do y'all have any questions for the Sons of Tokyo or anything?
You got any?
Nah, man, not that I can think of.
Okay, so I'll ask the most important question because Tyler always leaves it for me. Obviously, being that you both have giant One Piece gear showing, the most important question: who is your favorite One Piece character? We'll start with Gleesh first.
Luffy, like, oh man, like, there's a lot of things. I don't go a long ways for a lot of characters, but like, I'd probably push Boji off that cliff too for Luffy. Like,
Oh man.
I'm not gonna lie, Luffy's just an amazing character, and
I,
I would definitely step for him.
I
Like,
just want to say though that Luffy wouldn't want you to do that.
no,
Just
100%.
saying.
Unless meat was involved, then he wouldn't care.
I don't know. I don't think he. I think he would. I don't think he would want you to do that.
Nah,
Hey,
he
put a straw
he
hat.
he'd push them off. He'd straw hand or stretch arm down there, grab them
There
while
you
eating the meat.
go.
All right, what about you, Trello?
Definitely Luffy. Don't even have to think about it. If you go and watch our Legends of Luffy video, you will hear not even every reason why. And that video is like 55 minutes or something like that. But you'll hear a lot of reasons why Luffy is not only our favorite character, but in our personal opinion, one of the greatest fictional characters ever.
Okay.
So
100%.
definitely.
Mm.
Second question that I'll ask, again, One Piece related. What is your favorite Goat Piece arc so far?
Just one?
Just one single arc that
You had to be
stands out to
trapped
you
on an
the most.
island. You're trapped on an island. You can only pick one arc. Which one is it?
Now you're doing too much, but all the same.
Especially,
They need to know.
I would say, considering start to finish, I would say Wano. Like, it just had everything, and I feel like every Straw Hat member got their moment. Then you want to talk about the storytelling. It was amazing. Like, I think I found myself tearing up a few times, especially when Luffy got Gear 5th. So I would say Wano definitely hit the hardest, but I don't think there's a wrong answer.
There you
Okay.
go.
Trello. Yeah, you got to think about it for a minute.
I'm balancing between Wano and Marineford, and this has been kind of like an internal conflict for months now. But
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna go Marineford, but it's kind of unfair because I binged through Marineford, whereas Wano I was caught up watching episode by episode. So that slow burn, like it hit when it happened, but it's different than just watching something like Marineford all the way through. So maybe if I go back and binge Wano, my answer might change. But for now, I'm gonna say Marineford.
Yeah, and I feel like I need to do that as well, right? Like go back and just watch Wano all the way
Yeah.
through because I feel like that's a different vibe, I guess, because we're not seeing like all the recaps and stuff. Like we can skip forward on like the artist all the stare downs and shit, the roof piece done. So they was really big about that. So you got any more questions on?
No, I think that that pretty much covers it.
Okay. I got one more. I forgot to ask. Usually Dan always likes to he wants to know usually. So who is, in your opinion, the rightful number 3 of the Straw Hats? Sanji or Jinbei?
Like, it's definitely Sanji. Like, I'll say Jinbei's bounty is as high as it is because his resume. But if we're talking about who's the rightful number 3, I think Sanji got it. Especially if we're talking power scaling. I think he might be able to put pause on him.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Sanji too. Like, I'm pretty sure we talked about this recently, actually, but I would say Sanji's the number 2, like, or number 3.
So
I
we're all
don't
gonna
think
be mad now if you say number 2.
yeah, I was number 3. I don't think Jinbei, even when you want to talk about in a fight, I don't think he has anything for Sanji at this point. But even outside of that, I mean, Sanji's been there since pretty much the beginning, every step of the journey, aside from like Zhao. So I feel like he kind of has to be number 2 or number 3.
Alrighty, yeah. Dan likes to say that Jinbei is the true number 3. So yeah, I just
I
want to
agree
say.
with him. I agree with him. Jinbei is one of my favorite Straw Hats. And I mean, if you look at what he's done, he stood up to Big Mom, like twice, and like without even like batting an eye. Like he walked up to her and told her, "Nah, I'm joining the Straw Hats,"
Yeah.
and was able to walk out of there alive, like pretty much unscathed at that. I mean, I don't know, man. That was a tough one.
That man stands on business. That's all I know to
Yeah.
say. He don't care. So he's a tough one. But so before we move on, I just want to ask if y'all have any questions for any of us. Bleach, Crollo, y'all have any questions for me, Nom, even Shad.
I guess you guys all seem like big One Piece fans. When did you get into One Piece?
You want to go first, Nom?
It's been 84 years. Back in 2000, actually. I watched it as a kid. It was Toonami, one of the first ones that I actually watched. And I really looked forward to always watching it and stuff like that. And then I eventually found ways to continue watching it, and I've pretty much been watching it ever since. So much so that when I caught wind of Gear 5 happening, I have actually gone to the manga and I have been current ever since.
Sheesh.
So yes, One Piece is my de facto anime / manga. I call it Goat Piece for a reason.
There you go.
And as cliche as it is, like, it's the only show that I could honestly say, give it like 300 episodes and then it really just takes off. Because like, as you guys may already know, like it wasn't supposed to last as long as it did, so there was a lot of story elements that just never got touched up on that now are finally starting to, especially after Water 7 and Robin. So
Yeah.
that was definitely one of the other things too that really kept me on board, was just the fact that the story writing really kind of grew as I grew and stuff like that. So it almost felt like the story was maturing around the same pace that I was.
That's dope.
Hey, that's actually amazing. And especially,
It's amazing, but man, it fucking hurts. I just want it to be over already.
That's
Come
what
on,
you
get
say.
there. Just fucking get there.
That's what you say until it's actually over. But we eating as One Piece fans right now. Even though if this ends in like the next 3 to 4 to 5 years or whatever, we got the remake now. We're eating again. We could just watch it over again in like a new high def experience. And hopefully they don't like change a whole lot about it, but it's going to be different, than what we watched. So in some ways, so
Got the live action too. I mean,
yeah.
hopefully they keep that going.
Yeah, I don't know realistically how far they can go without spending like a shit ton of more money, because the deeper they go, they're gonna have to spend way more money. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just don't know how far they can actually realistically go and afford it, and make it look actually good. Uh,
Yeah.
like it's two different things: actually continuing it and actually making it look and and be quality. Because I don't know about y'all, but like, uh, if I see them come out with like half-ass bullshit, I'm not watching that shit. Like, so I want them to make it as closest to possible, good stuff. So,
Yeah.
but for me to answer your question, like I'm a newer One Piece fan, kinda. I say newer, but like I watched like the Four Kids stuff some when I was a kid. Like I remember Luffy popping out of like the barrel and stuff, and Alvida and all that stuff, like Kobe. But I didn't have like satellite and stuff as a kid, so I was kind of lacking in that department. I could only watch like what uh, over the like the antenna, uh, TV channels or whatever. But I actually started One Piece and like I started watching anime in like 2017 probably. That's when I started watching Naruto. I actually didn't start watching One Piece until like I want to say like 2020. I
Okay.
think like Wano maybe 2019. It might have been 2019. Wano had just started. I feel like when I first started watching, and I ended up watching One Piece in 6 months. And as soon as I got caught up, I was like, they had just gotten into Wano, and I watched all of Wano as it aired, pretty much. So, and I used to be caught up in the manga, but I stopped reading the manga. Because I got behind on it. And, we talk about like the newest One Piece episode every week. And it's kind of hard to talk about. It's kind of hard for me to talk about knowing all the spoilers from the manga because like I got loose lips, it's bad. So it's like, did this happen before? Or did this happen in the manga? And like I had a hard time trying to figure out which one it actually happened in. So I just quit reading the manga. So I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm like a professional at dodging spoilers on the internet, so it's fine.
Same.
So
I do want to add that while I am current, I also don't give out spoilers. But I do want to say this next episode is going to be so fucking fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
One Piece don't miss.
Oh, One Piece don't miss, but
Nah.
it's about to hit, right? Like it's
Here's
one
the
thing to
stretch.
not miss, but they're about to just fucking hit. Like point blank range, gigantic fucking cannon, just start ripping.
oh yeah, we love to hear that.
Yeah, I
So
feel like they've been like that all year long. I mean, what they started off the
Anime
year
of
with
the year.
Law with Blackbeard. And I
Mhm.
mean, it's just been rolling.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like Egghead's fixing to pop off too. You already know it. Like Luffy's still on Egghead. You got all these people coming to Egghead. Like shit's about to go down. So um, but I mean, if that's all y'all got, if y'all want to, we can go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes.
Let's
Uh,
ride.
the stuff that we came here for, pretty much. And so I'm just gonna call this like blind ranking big three stuff. Like I ain't got no fancy title. That's what we're gonna be doing. So we're just gonna have a fun time. I wanted to invite some guests on with us and do something a little bit different. Like I said, uh, we're gonna do like this fun little game, and we've seen it going around here and there, like on TikTok, and we've seen other people do it as well. What do you say? Anime did one. I seen somebody else doing one as well, and I figured that looked fun. So why not do it here. We didn't have nothing else to do. So I was like, let's get some people on. Let's do this shit. But let's do Big Three themed because we're all Big Three fans. We're huge One Piece fans. I'm a huge Naruto and Bleach fan as well. But like I said, One Piece, we're just huge One Piece fans. But we're gonna have a good old time doing all that. I will say that if you haven't watched One Piece Bleach, you're not caught up or whatever, there's probably gonna be some spoilers in this. I don't know how bad. Just take that with a grain of salt. There will be spoilers, but we're gonna keep the manga spoilers out of it, so you don't have to worry about manga spoilers. It's just gonna be anime stuff if there is any at all. So, but we're gonna be talking about Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. It's gonna be themed about that, and I'm gonna give a little explanation on how it's gonna work. So basically, I'm gonna say a category that we're gonna be ranking, and then I'll say the first option, and y'all will have to rank it 1 through 5 without knowing what the other 4 options are. And after we get done with that option, then I'll go to the second option and you'll rank that as well. And then after that, we just keep on doing that for the all 5 options until we got a 1 through 5 ranking system. Um, and like each category, I'll end up letting someone else start. That way, it's not like the same person starting every time. We're just going to be rotating it around and around, so a different person starting each time. Um, so yeah, before we get into the Big Three stuff, I wanted to do a little practice run. That way, we can figure out kind of what we're doing. We've never done anything like this before. I've only seen it done on TikToks and stuff. So we want to do a little practice run. And so the practice run is we're going to be ranking 5 anime. So one is going to be the best anime in the options that I'm going to give, right? So, and the 5 is going to be the worst, obviously. And so we're going to start with Nom. And the first one is going to be Attack on Titan. Where are you going to put Attack on Titan? 1 through 5, 1 being the best.
Uh,
Mhm.
well, considering that I am not a very big Attack on Titan fan, I have not made it past the second episode.
Oh man.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Usually, like the first episode pulls people in with
Yeah.
what's the name, like people getting to eat and shit.
Yeah.
Look, I have tried that anime 3 separate times. Every single time, I cannot make it past the second episode. It's like a World of Warcraft free trial, right? I can't make it past the first day before I uninstall that shit.
I feel you. Old school RuneScape for life. So
Don't no. So that being said, no, I'm gonna put Attack on Titan at 5.
Okay, that's you're gonna get some hate from that probably, but we'll let Shad go next since he's number 2.
Oh man, Attack on Titan. I put it at 3.
Okay, being safe. I got you. I like that. And Gleesh, what about you? Where you putting Attack on Titan at?
I put it at 3.
Okay, we got safe players. I like it. What about you, Crollo?
I would be a little bold here. I'm gonna go 2.
Okay. Okay. Well, the second one is gonna be Gurren Lagann, and it's gonna go with Nom as well. It's just the same. We're doing the same thing. So with this whole category.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the safe bet on this one. I like Gurren Lagann, but don't get me wrong. How do you Laggan, right?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's the same. I didn't think you watched all of Gurren Lagann.
I have not, but from what I have watched, it's better than Attack on Titan for me. For me. Calm down. Stop. All right. Chill. I get it. Please.
I got it.
like
I'll
that
get
one.
around to Attack on Titan
don't
one
like
day,
it.
chat. I promise. Okay. Just
I like it.
I have
Okay.
to calm down the crowd. They get anxious
Yeah,
sometimes.
they're gonna go crazy over that time. People love Attack on Titan, bro. They say it's peak, So
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, right? But
Yeah.
hey, you know what? Giant, half-naked, people-eating monsters? Not exactly my thing. Mechs? Robots? Combining mech robots? Fuck yeah, I'm there for it.
Attack on Titan is pretty much mechas, bro.
They're not mechas. They're transforming people that turn into naked, giant, scary-looking things.
Sounds
They're
like
like
mechas to
biomech,
me.
though.
That's even worse.
What about you,
What?
Shad?
Yeah,
Where
where
you
you putting
going?
Gurren Lagann?
I think I'd have to put it. Ah, I'll put it at 5.
Ooh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
You're not a big Gurren Lagann fan?
I hadn't finished it. Like,
Okay.
just being honest, which is surprising for me because I love mech anime. And so the fact that I hadn't finished it, I don't know. I mean, I don't say that I don't like it, but I don't know. I hadn't had the urge to go back and finish it yet. So, I mean, we're putting Attack on Titan at 3. Yeah, I'd have to sit at 5.
Okay. Well, what about you, Gleesh? Where you putting Gurren Lagann at?
Gurren Lagann for sure has moments, and some of the moments really hit me. Like, I probably have to put it at 4.
Okay. That's a solid one. So, I mean, so this gets funner as it goes on
Mm,
because you never know what the other options are. So, uh, what about you, Krello? Where you putting Gurren Lagann at?
I'm really glad I put AOT at 2, so I have some leeway here. I'm gonna go 4 as
yeah.
well.
Mm,
Well, the
it's
next
rough.
one we got is Dragon Ball.
Oof.
And I'm talking about like,
Mm,
all of Dragon Ball, you can rank it together or you can, just talk about Dragon Ball. It's whatever you want to do, interpret it as. So,
I'm gonna go 2.
okay.
Dragon Ball is a classic. Even I am going to specifically mention more so Dragon Ball. Not
mm,
Z, not Kai, not GT, not Super, the original.
Dragon
The
Ball is
way
pretty dope. So,
the
yeah.
way how the story plays out in that was honestly some pretty peak story.
Mhm.
So kudos to Toriyama. Rip King.
you know,
You will be missed.
what about you, Shad?
Yeah, I got number 2 as well. Like the adventure that took place in the original Dragon Ball, I feel like they got away from that with Z. And I mean, it was kind of just, you know, fight the next big bad and move on to the next thing. But they went on an adventure in Dragon Ball and it was fun. And it was before everything was faster than light and just firing off energy blast. It was like martial arts. And I'm a sucker for like hand to hand combat in anything. And so Dragon Ball was my favorite iteration of that. I'd definitely put it at number 2.
Okay. That's good. I agree. It did when they when they leave Dragon Ball, but like it's kind of like, you know, when you grow up, things you ain't got time to adventure anymore. Things just keep on hitting you left and right. And I feel like that's what happened too. So you got big boys coming down from other places and saying, "Hey, it's time to fight." So he ain't got time for no adventure. What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting Dragon Ball at?
See, like, it's tough for me putting Dragon Ball over AOT, but there's no way I can put Dragon Ball under Gurren Lagann for me. So I gotta put it at 2.
We get our first conflict.
Yes,
I
sir.
love it. What about you, Crollo? Where you putting it at?
See, I'm gonna probably put Dragon Ball at 3 because for a similar reason, I can't put it under Gurren Lagann, but I do think AOT is better overall. Like I'm a sucker for a good fight scene, but at this point, I kind of value story a little bit more. So I'm gonna put AOT over Dragon Ball.
I got you. With the fourth option coming up, it's gonna be Sword Art Online. Where you gonna put it, Nom?
Um, depends on which part of Sword Art we're talking about.
You can either do just Sword Art Online, or you can do like the whole series, like Dragon Ball. So this is a practice round. So
Oh God, see, no, that really complicates it because if it's Sword Art Season 1, then it
well,
goes in number
let's say
1.
the series, because everything else we're talking about the
Okay.
series, right? So let's just
Then,
let's say the series.
then it goes to number 4
Okay.
because they had really cool premise, and then they were like, "Hey, remember this really cool premise? Whoop!
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Hey, check out this other shiny new toy." Like, no, stop.
What about you, Shad? Where
Yeah,
you putting
man.
me?
I got it at 4 for the exact same reason.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people loved. I mean, me included, loved the start of Sword Art Online, and then it just fell off. For me, it was like the elf arc or whatever, Elfheim, or I don't know what the hell it is. When what's her name strapped up in the bird cage or whatever.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. So, uh, what about you, Gleesh? Where you putting this at?
For me, I have it at 5. Like, don't get me wrong, season 1 itself, whole new story, that's fantastic, but it fell off after.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Crollo? What you got of that?
Definitely 5. I mean, season 1 was magical, especially as a gamer. I loved it, especially the whole idea of it. But the other seasons were so uninteresting. Like, I didn't even bother to watch all of it. So, got to put it at 5.
Oh yeah. And so since this was a practice round, I kind of went a little bit easy on y'all, hoping to, y'all wouldn't just throw shit into the number one spot, because the last option is gonna be One Piece. So I rewarded
Yes.
y'all for staying strong and leaving the one spot open. So everyone has One Piece and they're one.
I like my
So
list.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
I mean,
y'all played it pretty well. So
I
for
don't think
the
nobody can disagree.
yeah. For the audio only listeners, Nom has Goat Piece as 1, Dragon Ball at 2, Gurren Lagann at 3, Sword Art Online at 4, Attack on Titan at 5. Chad has Goat Piece 1, Dragon Ball 2, Attack on Titan 3, Sword Art Online 4, Gurren Lagann 5. And Gleesh has Goat Piece 1, Dragon Ball 2, Attack on Titan 3, Gurren Lagann at 4, and Sword Art Online at 5. And Crollo has Goat Piece at 1, Attack on Titan at 2, Dragon Ball at 3, Gurren Lagann at 4, and Sword Art Online at 5. So now you kind of know how it works if you didn't know before. I just wanted to give a practice run before we get into it. And yeah, so now we see how it's going. So we'll get into the real stuff, the stuff that matters. Not that didn't matter. It does matter, but not as much as what we're fixing to do. So we're talking
He's a
about big
good
three.
guy, guys.
But the first one we got, we're gonna go the same order since that was a practice round. First one we got, we're gonna go ranking which one of these One Piece arcs is the best. And obviously 1 is gonna be the best, and 5 is gonna be, not the best. I ain't gonna say the worst, but you know how it works. So
There's no such thing as worst.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not for One
But
Piece.
the first one on the list today is gonna be Dressrosa. So Nom, where you putting Dressrosa at?
Oh. Okay. I want to stress this is not a safe place bet or a safe place choice, right? This is going at number 3.
Okay.
So the reason being is because it is probably my 3rd favorite arc total.
And you're betting that I have 1 and 2 on this too, right?
Yes.
Or you're hoping. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yep. That being said, though, Dressrosa was still a very, very good arc. It was one of the first ones that really started the extremely long form um
Oh yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
storytelling, but as well to the overall ties that it had to other arcs as well. I always attribute Fishman Island as technically being the unofficial start to Wano.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what about you, Shad? Where you putting it at?
Man, I think I put it at number 4 because, like Nam said, it was the start to the longer arcs, but I feel like it was stretched out. Like there was some, it could have been cut down some because what the first arcs that was over like 100 or so chapters or something like that, and it wasn't bad because I mean, Doflamingo is probably one of my favorite antagonists of all time in like all of anime.
He's a bad boy.
Yeah, man, but I feel like Dressrosa was just too long. So I'd put it at number 4.
All right, that's valid reasons. What about you, Gleesh?
At the same spot. I'm not gonna lie, Dressrosa for me is one of my favorite arcs, though there's a lot of arcs.
Yeah,
There's a lot
there
of
is.
arcs.
I
Like
know.
for me, 4 is kind of safe here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you got to keep that in mind too. There's a lot of arcs, so there's a lot
Yeah.
for me to pick from. So, and I'm not picking just all the banger arcs. You know, I'm picking arcs in general. You know, so no telling what's on this list. What about you, Crollo?
I'm gonna go with 3. Um, I think Dressrosa is one of the better arcs, but I do prefer 3 different arcs over Dressrosa, and the only reason for that is when people talk about pacing issues in the anime, I feel like that kind of started in Dressrosa. Just when you want to talk
Mhm.
about like the 6-minute recaps
Oh
and
man,
like that type of thing that was going on, like even while binging through it, not watching it week by week, you could still kind of feel it. I feel like that's where it started from. But at the
Mhm.
same time, as Shad said, Doflamingo is my personal favorite villain of all time.
Yeah.
So I think 3 is a safe spot for it.
yeah, I can't imagine what it was like to actually watch. You know, Dressrosa weekly because that shit couldn't have been fun. You
It
know,
was rough.
yeah.
It was rough.
Man.
uh, the second arc that we got going on is going to be Arlong Park.
Mm.
Where you at, Nom? Where you got that at?
I'm gonna put that one at number 4.
Okay.
Um, don't get me wrong, it was a very, very important arc with Nami, right? Like breaking down, and then you just see Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, and Luffy all walking towards Arlong Park, and just like the shivers that go that I still get them, right? Like watching that scene again. Oh God, does it get me hype?
We got
So,
them in the live action, you know? So,
mhm. But at the same time, no, it hits so much more though in the anime,
hmm,
especially with everything that led up to it. So
Mhm.
it definitely doesn't deserve 5.
I got you.
I
What
have a
about you,
feeling you
Shad?
picked a real turd.
We'll see, I guess.
Uh, I put it at number 3. I mean, if you look at everything in One Piece up to that point, for Luffy anyway, I think Arlong was like that first villain that had like some emotional attachment, like with everything that went on with Nami and everything. Uh, uh, yeah, I definitely have to put it at number 3.
Okay. What about
And
you, Gleesh?
For me, I love Arlong Park, and you kind of already said it when you were saying the orders. Like 5, there's no such thing as a worst one here, especially when you
Mhm.
want to talk about One Piece. But I would probably have to put it at 5. Don't get me wrong. I do genuinely believe Arlong Park is where One Piece became peak piece. I think it's
Mhm.
one of the first complete arcs. Like it had everything from a story standpoint, the characters
Mhm.
going crazy. It had a first true villain. It had nice fights. Like it didn't have crazy fights. Like I think a lot of people defer to Water 7 as where Peak Piece began, mostly because that's where the fights get hectic. But the storytelling kind of carried the fights in the earlier standpoint, like Arlong
Mhm.
Park. So I would have to put Arlong Park at 5. It's a beautiful arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say, for the new people, at least watch the Arlong Park because that's where you're gonna get hooked or you're not gonna get hooked. As far as like
Mhm.
Water Seven, I the way I say it is like One Piece like goes to the next level with Water Seven. It doesn't really like become peak piece because that happened as soon as you start episode one, honestly. But
Yeah.
like it just goes to the next level. It keeps on going up the steps, and then when you get to Water Seven, Enies Lobby, all that, it just takes a huge step, and it's kind of
Yeah,
like going from
yeah.
Naruto to Naruto Shippuden. So
Well,
it's
no,
like you're growing up now. Like this is real man shit. Like this ain't baby shit no more. So
I would say it does it even better realistically. Like
yeah, yeah,
Nami gets you hooked. If it doesn't, you're not in for One Piece. But the moment you watch Robin, you're hooked.
yeah.
You're not
Mm.
getting out of it until you finish it.
Well, it's
Mhm.
one after another. It's Robin. Everything happening one after another. So it's
Mm.
crazy. What about you, Curlo?
I'm gonna have to put it at 4. I mean, like y'all said, that's pretty much where One Piece became. It was peak piece off when as soon as Luffy popped out of the barrel, it was peak piece. But when you want to talk about really getting locked in, being hooked to One Piece for the long run, it happened in Arlong Park. Just that story, everything that happened with Nami's people, the length she went to set them free, and like Bleach was saying, the story carried the fights. Because if you look at Arlong Park, when you look at Luffy versus Arlong by itself, it's not the craziest fight in the world, but when you look at what they're fighting for and everything that was going on in that situation, it elevates that fight more than what it is by itself. So,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I can't put it over Dressrosa, so I have to put it at 4.
Okay. The next one we got going on is gonna be Fishman Island. Nom.
Okay.
Yeah.
um, this is that turd that I was waiting for you to pick. It's it is honestly my least favorite arc. The only the only real reason why it was there was because they alluded to Fishman Island, right? And then they also needed to start, Wano, essentially. And that started with Big Mom,
And they
which
wanted to
starts
make
with
a
Candy.
laughing stock out of Sanji for the whole arc.
That aside, so it all needed to start with Candy. That's where Fishman Island's big whole reason for being there. We did get a huge revelation out of it, but at the same time, that could have literally been covered at any other point about Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What about you, Shad? Where you putting Fishman Island at?
Yeah, same 5. I mean,
this
man, I mean, I was expecting Jinbei to show up in Fishman Island since he was like the prominent fishman in the story, and he didn't. And then, I mean, yeah, it was literally just them like showing off like how strong they had gotten. I think that was like the
Yeah.
epitome of that arc. And uh, yeah, 5, 5.
What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting this at?
3's the new 5. I'd probably put it at 3. Like Fishman Island, it was still a nice watch for me. Don't get me wrong, just because Jinbei is one of my favorite characters, and it was somewhat nice seeing him resolve the whole Fishman Island stuff with Luffy, especially when they shared the blood at the end. And for the most part, the arc itself was really just the showcase after the time skip, just to see what everyone had learned. But other than that, like it kind of burns putting it over those arcs. But yeah, I would put it at 3.
Yeah, it's tough seeing Dressrosa under it. So,
Oh,
what about you, Krello? Where you putting it?
man. Definitely 5. Like, it was literally fresh out of the time skip. We got to see a little sneak peek on Sabaody before they went to Fishman Island of how strong they'd gotten. But Fishman Island was the real showing of how strong they'd gotten. And it was full of a lot of great moments, like Luffy with the Conqueror's hockey, Luffy and Jinbei sharing blood. Like, there was great moments, Zoro cutting Horty Jones underwater. Like, there were nice moments in it, but for the most part, it was a whole lot of nothing. So I would put it at 5.
Okay.
As one rightfully should.
Yeah. The next one we got is going to be Wano.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Nom, where we putting Wano at? 1 or 2?
Yeesh.
I'm gonna put this at 1.
Okay.
I don't feel like you have picked the other one, which I can reveal afterwards for all who are curious. But Wano just hits so fucking different. I mean, everything about it. 1, from the animation change. 2, the story elements. 3, the history and backstory, the world building, the overall like depth of that entire arc and how it all culminated and won. Just absolutely phenomenal. Has to be number 1.
Okay. I like it. Shad, what about you?
Man, this is tough. I'm gonna put it at 2. And I mean, Wano gave me like one of my favorite moments in One Piece with Gear 5 and everything leading up to Gear 5. And I mean, Luffy walking in between Kaido and Big Mom just to like get the Kinemon. There's so many points in Wano that are like epic and major, but man, I don't know. It's tough because it's up there with like a group of arcs in One Piece that like, I don't know. I go back and forth on which one is my favorite. So I think I'm gonna put it at 2 because I'm hoping that one of these other ones you have in there, but watch it be like something crazy. Like, I don't know, but I'm gonna put it at 2 for right now.
Yeah, episode 1015 is one of my favorite One Piece episodes of all time. So
Me too, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
1015
Yeah.
hits hard, bro. I cry every time I see it. I
I
ain't
say
gonna lie.
it all the time. That's one of the best anime episodes I've ever seen.
Yeah. And not only just like 1015 all of it, but like literally like the last probably like 7 minutes of 1015. That's all I care about. Last 7 minutes.
Red Rock.
Yeah.
The real answer is actually episode 1071.
That's also good too. Gleesh, where you putting Wano at?
I'm not gonna lie, it's big number 1 for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think Wano can go moment for moment with any anime. Like, that's the kind of arc it was. Like, just start to finish, it was fantastic. It also has, in my opinion, the signature moment for One Piece, just Gear 5th. Like, you talked about how Water 7 ushered in or pushed One Piece into a new level. Well, Gear 5th did the same thing, even though One Piece was already kind of the king of anime. Like, Gear 5th isn't the only moment from Wano, though. They just had a lot of fantastic moments. The story was fantastic. Again, every character got their shine. I would say it's definitely Wano for me for number 1.
Hell yeah. What about you, Crollo? Where are you putting this at? You gonna go with 1 or you gonna go with 2?
I'm gonna go 1 here just because there's only one arc I would take over it, and I don't think you have it. So I'm gonna go 101. Like, I mean,
Watch you have it.
Egghead's been going crazy so far,
Right.
but as a total so far, that from what we've gotten, Wano has the best fights overall. Like Zoro and King, Luffy, Kaido, like Roof Piece, Law and Kid versus Big Mom. I mean, the list goes on. The animation was clean. Everybody got to shine, especially the
Yeah.
shark. So I'm
It
gonna
was the
put it.
first time in a long time that we got to see all the Straw Hats together and all the Straw Hats fight.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. Wano was great because of that. So,
Mm-hmm.
the next one we got is gonna be Enos Lobby. So
I'm killing this right now.
Nom's
Oh.
Enos Lobby will go at number 2 for Nom. It'll go at number 1 for Shad. It'll go at number 2 for Gleesh, and it'll go at number 2 for Crollo. How do y'all feel about that? Y'all happy with your list?
I like my list. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, my list's good. It's solid. I mean, Enos Lobby was my favorite, and like I go back and forth between Enos Lobby, Marineford, and Wano for number 1 so far. And Lobby, I became a One Piece fan. Like just watching, man, I don't even know what it was. I don't know if it was like Adult Swim or what it was that like they had like a One Piece marathon and it was in his lobby and it was only like 4 episodes, but those 4 episodes were it was where Usopp shot down the flag was one of them. So it was like the
Yeah.
episode before that episode, and then the following 2 episodes. And I was like, I gotta find this, and I think I ended up finding it on YouTube and watching it all. And like I had been reading One Piece, but I hadn't watched this anime because like I couldn't find like it was just something like I had just got into reading manga uh because of Bleach. Bleach ended and I was like, I know this can't be the end of like Bleach. I know there has to be something else. And so after I finished Bleach, I picked up One Piece, but like I hadn't picked up the anime. And so yeah, those 4 or so episodes are what made me a One Piece fan.
Hell yeah. I love that. What was Enos Lobby the one that you was betting on, Nom, that I wasn't gonna
Yes.
have?
Yes, the fuck it was. God fucking damn it. I had a feeling that that's what it was gonna fucking be too. Enies Lobby is number 1 for me simply because the scene where they're all on the rooftop, they have
Standing.
Soga King shoot down the flag, and Robin screams out finally,
Oh.
"Take me with you. I want to live." Just even saying it and thinking about it gives me chills right now.
Yeah.
That scene alone is what I always refer to everyone as the point of no return. The point once you make it to that point, like if you're not feeling anything for this show, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go see a therapist.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That and
Like
you're literally gonna be watching 15 episodes a day after that. So
yeah, but honestly, you're in for a real treat once you get to that point because
Yeah.
everything from like then on, because even after what happens afterwards, right? The going merry. That shit was so fucking sad, but oh my god, did they do it just so perfect?
yeah.
Oh, it still hurts me every time I watch that. Every fucking time.
I guess since we're done with that though, y'all want to move on to the second one?
And I'll just say,
Second,
Let's do it.
I'm
it's gonna
so
be
glad it wasn't
Naruto.
like Long Ring, Longland, or like
Oh
Little
yeah.
Garden or something like that. I would have been pissed if that was like the last one.
No,
I
yeah, no
wasn't gonna
fillers.
do y'all that dirty on the first one,
The
you
Foxy
know.
Pirates is on.
Yeah.
But now we got Naruto OPs. So, and you know, we're gonna do this like with one being an absolutely banger, right? And obviously, like, you know, 5 is gonna be, you know, the least or whatever. Like I said, there's a lot of Naruto OPs or whatever, but most of them hits. But you're trying to put which one's the absolute bangers first. So, and I'm gonna list
Since
off the names or whatever, and I'm also gonna put a link in the the chat, like I said, and we're gonna give everyone a few seconds to listen to them if they want to. There's a lot of them that you're probably gonna know off the top of your head, and you're gonna be able to put it, wherever you want to. So, with that being said, the number one option so far is gonna be Rocks, Naruto's first OP. So, and Shad's gonna be going first on this one. So I'll let y'all listen to a little bit of it. That way you know what it is, and then Shad will go and rank it 1 through 5.
Yeah, I remember this one. For me, it'd be 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Gleesh? What you putting this at?
Yeah, yeah. Um, Naruto has a lot of openings, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to probably put this one at 5.
Okay. And I am doing Shippuden stuff too. I'm doing the whole series, Naruto and Shippuden. So
Yeah,
there's gonna be
okay.
mixed. So what about you, Krollo? What you putting this at?
Gotta go 5 to be safe. There's so many. There's how many openings are there for Naruto? Like 18,
Uh
19?
yeah,
Yeah.
Over
there's
20.
close to 20, and there's a lot of bangers. So
Yeah.
what about you, Nam? What you putting this at?
4.
Number 4. Okay,
Mm.
gotcha.
Yep.
Well,
I gotta go different than everyone else.
I
Keep a
love
copy of
that.
me, guys.
I'm actually a big fan of rock. So the second one that we're gonna be doing is gonna be Shippuden's first OP, and that is Heroes Come Back. And I will put a link for y'all. Heroes Come Back. This is gonna be by Nobody Knows. And Shad, you'll have the floor. Rank it wherever you see fit.
That's I would put this one at number 3. I remember this one because I had I'm trying to think of where in the original Naruto I had watched up to. And then I remember it coming back with Shippuden, and I was like, I missed something. Like there was something in the
Yeah.
middle there I missed. Um And so I ended up having to go back to the original Naruto, and I think it was just like that last arc where they had to like rescue Gaara that I had missed. And so that's why this one stood out to me. I put it at number 3.
Okay. And I will say, Naruto, when you go from Naruto to Shippuden, when you
Mhm.
first watch the first episode of Shippuden, it feels like you missed something because they don't
Yeah.
they start with Naruto chasing like finding Sasuke, and like it's totally
Mhm.
different as a time skip, and you're like, did I miss something, and it turns out you didn't miss anything. It's just that's how
Mhm.
they started Shippuden. So
They
Yeah.
time skip
I
and
was
then
like,
they
he,
time skip the time skip.
I
yeah.
was like, he
Yeah.
looks a little bigger in this scene. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what's going on? Did I miss something? But yeah, I got confused too. So, uh, Leash, where you putting this at?
I'm not gonna lie, it is very catchy. Like it's kind of stuck in my head now, but I probably have to put it at 4.
Okay. What about you, Krollo?
I remember this one vividly just because they were rapping on it, and it stuck out in my head immediately as soon as I started listening to it just now. But just because of the amount of bangers Naruto has, I gotta put it at 4.
Playing safe. I like it. Okay.
All right.
All right, Nom.
Um, I'm gonna put this one at 3. I've actually got really fond memories
Mm.
with this song. So my old man, um, back when he still had vision and was still here, he actually watched some animes and cartoons with me. One of the ones that I got him to watch was actually Naruto, and I got him to watch the entirety of it. It all started when I got a DVD box set of Shippuden Volume 1, and that was the intro that was playing every single time, and I would sit there and I would make him watch it because he always hated rap. He always hated it, so I sat there and I actually made him listen to it
Too many
every single
pops like
time.
that. Shit.
So that was going to be number 3 for me, though.
Okay. Well, the third option is gonna be Bluebird.
Mm.
And here is a link for y'all. And this is gonna be by Ikimono Gakari. This is gonna be Shippuden's number 3 OP. And everybody probably should know this one. It's a pretty popular one, Bluebird.
Yeah.
So Shad, where you putting it at?
Number one. I mean, that one's
Ooh,
easy.
okay.
That's the one that like everybody recognizes as a Naruto opener. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting this at?
I'm right there with him. Like, that's one of my favorite anime openings, just in
Mhm.
general, let alone in Naruto.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Crollo?
There's one opening that I like more than Bluebird in Naruto. I played it safe last time, thinking you didn't have it in there, but I think you have it this time, so I'm gonna put it at 2.
Okay. Hell, it might be the same OP as mine, you know? Like I got probably 1 to 2 more over this one, and we're probably on the same, wavelength on that one. What about you, Nom?
I'm gonna put this one at 2. It was a fantastic one. It was super catchy. Ultimately, I don't wanna corner myself by putting it at number 1, but I also don't wanna put any disrespect on it by putting it at 5.
I got you. Well, the number 4 option we got is Go, and it's more popularly known as probably Fighting Dreamers, and this is going to be done by Flow. It is Naruto's 4th OP, and this one is a banger too.
Yeah.
Naruto has a lot of them. So Shad, let us know. Let us know where you're putting this at.
Yeah, definitely number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, those guys were in Austin a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I was upset I missed them. But I mean, they did their American tour with a couple of cities here in the U.S. and yeah, I definitely number 2. Yeah, I go back and forth with Bluebirds on this one, but I think I like Bluebirds more than this one.
Okay. What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting Go at?
Put it at 3. I think that 2 spot needs to be open. Like, I don't know what's left, but I think it needs to be open.
We are fighting dreamers. What about you, Krello? Are you a fighting dreamer or not?
Absolutely, but I'm not putting it at 1. I gotta go number 3. Like, I still got my eggs in one basket if you have it or not. So I gotta keep one open.
Well, where you put it at? Damn, you're in a tough spot, ain't you?
I'm gonna put this one at 5. Don't get me wrong.
tragic.
Don't get me wrong. It's still a fantastic opener, but
You just hate it. Yeah, I got you.
it's too overplayed.
Wow. That's crazy.
Literally everyone in the entire world associates Bluebird and Go with Naruto.
But it's good.
Yeah,
honestly, I'm a little tired of it. Bluebird, I can at least vibe with. It's more chill.
That's fine because this next song is associated with it too, and this is Shippuden's number 16
Yes.
overall song, and this is by Kana Boone, and it's going to be Silhouette.
Yes.
And so this is going to be Shad's number 4 song. This is going to be Gleesh's number 2 song. Crollo and Nom it's gonna be their number 1 song, and they are right because Silhouette is the best song.
Facts. I'm not gonna lie. I almost crashed my car listening to Silhouette. I'm not gonna lie.
No, this ain't the wedding one. There's like 1 more or 2 more after this one. So this is like around the war arc, I think. So
yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a banger though. So like I said, it's my favorite one. So favorite OP from Naruto. But yeah, that's a pretty good list, I think. Y'all want to move on to the next one?
Let's get it.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be ranking which arcs are the best from Bleach and Naruto. I had to combine
Yes.
them because like One Piece got its own thing, but I'm combining Naruto and Bleach. So
It's
I
gonna be
didn't want to
There's
tough.
do
not
us
enough between the
dirty.
two of them
Yeah.
separately. So
Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to do us dirty and put One Piece with Naruto and Bleach, so I did them separately. So I feel like One Piece needed to be separate. So
Yeah.
obviously, 1 is the best arc, and 5, is not the best arc. The first one's gonna be the tuning exams from Naruto.
Ooh,
Mm.
Gleesh.
that's the first one.
Yes, sir. What you got, Gleesh?
You know, me personally, I actually think the tuning exams. Damn, I think the tuning exams is the best Naruto arc. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Don't forget,
I
we
could.
got Bleach in this and Shippuden, so.
That's the problem. Like, I'm trying to think if there's a Bleach arc I would take over the tuning exams. That's what makes this tough. I think I'm gonna put the tuning exams. I think I'm gonna have to put the tuning exams at 1.
Oh, okay. Going crazy right now. I got you. I love it. What about you, Crollo? Where are you putting the tuning exams?
I'm gonna also put it at 1. We just had the conversation not too long ago about what the best Naruto arc was, and we decided the tuning exams start to finish was the best.
It is a banger.
And I was trying to think hard as a Bleach arc that I like more. At the moment, I don't think so. Just
Tight.
because Frozen Your Blood War's not done yet, so I can't say.
Okay. What about you, Nom? Where are you putting this at?
it's it's a tough one, but honestly, it is peak Naruto. Yeah, I'm gonna go number 1.
Okay. A lot of number 1. Shad, are you gonna keep on going with the number 1s, or are you gonna be different?
Man, I want to put it at number 1. Everybody else put it at number 1 though, so I'll put it at number 2.
Okay. Being a little
Yeah,
different. I like it.
Yeah, it's rough though, man. I mean, tuning exams is damn near perfect.
Well,
But
Yeah.
The only
Af-
bad episode was Sakura versus Ino. Other than that, every episode was amazing.
cut their hair off.
yeah.
Well, since I gave y'all a hard number 1 or whatever first choice, the second choice is going to be easier. It's going to be from Bleach, and it's going to be the Bounce arc.
Oh. I would probably like. Yeah, that's a safe 5 for me. Like, not even safe. I think that's 5. Like, I love Bleach, but I mean, at least Karia versus Ichigo was fire.
What about you, Carlo? Where are you putting this at?
Definitely 5. I mean, I was scrolling through some comments like last week or so, and it's common consensus in the Bleach community that the Mount arc is the most forgettable, and I'm right there with them. So, especially we only have 3 options left. I'm assuming they're all going to be better by default. So, I think 5 is pretty safe.
Alrighty. Nom, what about you? Where are you putting this at?
I would have to mostly agree with the Bleach community, being that I have watched all of Bleach minus, most of the filler. With the exception of the Bount arc. I watched about 90% of that. And then I skipped the rest of it, which I'm glad that I did watch it, right? Because we got introduced to the 3 new mod souls that showed up literally just for the next arc, right after the Bount arc, and then they were gone, never to be seen again. They don't exist anymore. And then they actually mentioned the main Bount. I can't even remember his name. Like that's how forgettable it was.
Probably.
So 5 for sure. I
What
didn't
about
even
you,
watch the
Shad?
whole arc.
5. It pissed me off. It's what made me. It pissed me off like so bad. It's the one that made me discover manga.
I'm
So I was
pretty
like,
sure the battle arc wasn't in the manga, right? This is anime
no,
only, right?
yeah, and I was like, there's no way that like it's ending on this. Like, there has to be more. Like no way. Like after everything before this is what y'all leave us with? Hell no.
I like that. Okay, with the number 3 option, Gleesh, we got the pain arc from Shippuden. Where you putting that at?
Just because how dirty Bleach just got did, I'm thinking there's gonna be some fire Bleach arcs. So I would probably have to put the Pain Assault at 3.
Okay. What about you, Krello? Where you putting it at?
I was thinking 3, but I'm gonna be a little different. I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
And I think it's probably the third best Naruto art as a whole. Like, there were so many amazing moments. Rest in peace, Jiraiya. Naruto's entrance is iconic. But there are one maybe Bleach arc I think is better, and there are some Naruto arcs I think are better. So I'm gonna go 4.
Alrighty. I'm a really big fan of the pain arc as well. I think that's where Shippuden goes to the next level. So
Yeah.
Nom, where you putting it at?
2.
Putting it 2. I got you.
No disrespect against Bleach. Again, as you all know, I did get through like 400 fucking episodes in a month. That being said, my feelings on Bleach are Ichigo gets new power just to lose it, get a new power. He never uses that old power again. And there's only so much OP-ness that can go on before he's just gonna OP the fucking OP meter. Like at some point, he's not even gonna like even fight the people anymore. He's just gonna look at them and they're gonna fucking keel over and die.
But it's fun. It's fun watching him become OP time and time again.
It ain't gonna be fun when he's just staring at people and they keel over.
He's not a Tachi, bro. He can't do that yet.
You just said it yet.
Shad, where you putting this at?
I will put it at number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that arc where Naruto officially became a hero. So I mean, they got that emotion all throughout it, and so yeah, I'll put it at number 3.
Alrighty.
I wanna add before we go on, right? Ichigo would get Itachi's power, and he wouldn't have any of the drawbacks. That's how OP he is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He'd be able to use infinite Mangekyo show what is it? Fuck, I can't Sharingan.
Yeah.
And
Sharingan.
literally never have to worry about his eyesight going away.
It's because he was bred for it. His life was planned out so he could get it and not have any drawbacks.
I've never met a character who was literally every single main ability in the show from fucking birth.
You know, his mom's uncle on his other side had Sharingan. He was in the Chia. So
fucking stop.
Yeah, I don't know about all these. I know Shad's read the manga, but I don't know about the boys over there. But I've read the Bleach manga, and you know that is true. He does develop Sharingan, so
I believe it. It doesn't surprise me one bit. He's also gonna develop Rasengan too.
Probably
teach it to Minato.
Speaking of Minato and the Rasengan and stuff like that, we're going back to Shippuden with the fourth Great Shinobi War arc as the 4th option. So where you going with that, Gleesh? Where you putting that at? The war.
You know, I love war. Like, I just watched the 300 movie, and when you want to talk about the Great Shinobi War, it was also a good war. This is tough though. Like, I'm really curious what else is coming. I feel like I'm gonna just have to play it safe and put it at 4.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Crollo? You going 2 or 3 for the Shinobi War?
I'm gonna go 2. Um, and this is one of the arcs that I thought was better than the Pain arc. Um, there were so many highs and so many peaks in the war, but at the same time, there was a whole lot of ass in the for Great Shinobi War. I mean, Sakura finding out where the white Zetsu is, like, don't nobody want to watch 5 episodes of that. Like there was a lot of moments that were pretty bad, but the peaks outweigh it. Like
Yeah.
Madara, everything he did, Itachi's reanimation versus Nagato, and all of the different characters that got to fight. So I think 2 is a pretty good spot.
Yeah, we got to see like Naruto running around for a lot of the episodes or whatever, not really doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
But we got to see a lot of people reincarnated or whatever. So it was really fun. So Nom, what are you putting this at?
I'm gonna put this one at 4. Honestly, it was while it did have a lot of really good action, and Naruto developed um his connection with the fox more, so he could actually tap into its power properly. It just it was pretty mid overall, right? Outside of the action, it didn't have much else going on for it.
Okay. What about you, Shad? What are you putting this at?
Yeah, same. There were too many episodes with Naruto just running. Like he literally just running. But I mean, there were some good points and there were some low points, but I think the low points kind of like brought it down. There were some fights that like I was like, this is kind of useless. I don't really care about this character. But then there were some really good fights too. So I mean, it's not a bad one. It's just not my favorite.
I do want to mention that 1010, she got her recognition in the war arc.
Man,
So shout out 1010.
Which spot was that again?
don't nobody care about Kinkaku and Jinkaku. You got a fan. Like,
Damn right. Nobody cares about them.
What rank did you put that in again?
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly like I watched Tintin's fight and then I skipped like Choji's and them. I was just fast forwarding a lot. So I was like, I don't want to watch this shit, bro. I want to watch, Madara. So but the 5th option is gonna be the final option. It's gonna be from Bleach. And Hueco Mundo arc is gonna be Gleesh's number 2, Crollo's number 3, Nom's number 3, and Shad's number 1. How you feel about that being your number 1, Shad?
I had to repick. I would probably put it at number 2. But it was one of my more favorite arcs from Bleach. I mean, the fights in it were epic. And so, I mean, with it being number 1, I'm not too mad, but I would probably put Chunin exam above it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, Hueco Mundo is probably one of my favorite Bleach arcs, not gonna lie. Like their Ron cars and shit. They went hard, bro. Like Grim Jiao, Okara. Damn,
Yeah.
But well, let's move on to the next one. The next one's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be One Piece, and we're gonna be ranking OPs from One Piece. And as y'all know, there is a lot of OPs, so keep that in mind. We can only pick 5, so 1 being the best, 5 being the least best. You know what I mean? So,
what are they at now? 25?
I swear to God,
I
swear to
think
God,
so.
Tyler, if you don't pick my number 1, we are going to be having some words after this.
Who knows? So the first one is going to be One Piece, number 2 opening, and that's called Believe. And this is going to be, I think it's Logtown, roughly. It starts around Logtown. It's going to be about folder 5. So, and Crollo is starting us off this time. So give us 1 through 5. Where do you think this sits at?
Let me see. Make sure it's the one I'm thinking of.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, love this one. Okay, I'm a ooh.
It's hard, I know.
I'm gonna put it
There's only
low
one right
key.
answer.
I don't know if I want to go 1 or 2. I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go
That's
2.
a tough one, man. That's a
Just
tough one right there.
That's tough. I really
all,
love that one,
all I
especially
know
like
to
the English
say,
version too.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
That's
love the English version of that one. Like,
that's the thing about like One Piece OPs is like the English dubbed versions of like the earlier stuff like goes hard as well.
Mhm.
So, Nom, where you putting this at?
Fuck you, don't care. Number one. We don't have to have words after this.
This is your easy for
I
you.
I have praised this fucking opening since the moment I heard it. I will sing along with it every chance that I get. As a matter of fact, you might have to speak kind of loud. I'm gonna turn down the video, but I'm going back to listen to this fucking intro. Okay, fuck y'all.
Shad, where you got this at?
At number 2, man. This one was classic.
Okay, number 2, Gleesh. What about you? Where you putting this at?
I have to put this one at 2. I'm not gonna lie, like kind of similar with the Naruto ones, but it's stuck in my head now.
Yeah. Like Naruto, it has a lot of great OPs, right? You know, like, but One Piece, like they pretty much 90% bangers. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
even the ones that ain't bangers, like they're still hitting, but they're not bangers. So, uh, the second OP that we got is uh number 24, and that is gonna be Paint, and this is gonna be from Wano, and I'll put the link in here for y'all. Y'all probably know it off the top of your head though, maybe. It's when Wano first started. This is the OP that I think this is the OP that opened up Wano, called Paint by I Don't Like Mondays. And Crollo,
Uh,
you got number 1.
let me make sure. There was like 3 different
Yeah.
ones in one. So
Yeah.
let me make sure.
I do want to let you know that while I was listening to that, even though it was in Japanese, I was literally singing along with the English words in my mind.
What to believe?
Yes.
I got you.
I know that fucking song.
Yeah. For this one, I'm not gonna lie. One Piece has a lot of bangers, and this opening was good, especially as an opener to Wano. But I probably have to put it at 5,
Okay.
just to
Okay.
be on the safe side.
I like that. Put it at 5 to be on the safe side. I like that. Nom, where you putting this at? Are you gonna be
Uh,
safe too?
I'm gonna be kind of safe. This one really hit, especially when they started when they had that long delay, right? Where there was like 3 weeks of no episodes, and then they came back, and then they started. There was the higher animation quality. Then there was the focus on different characters, and they started doing that longer intro. This was the song that they did it to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it
It's
at
good.
3.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it at
Chad, what
3. It brings a lot of memories, a lot of good
about you,
vibes.
Chad?
I'm gonna put it at number 4.
Okay. Okay, Gleesh.
5. It's a good song, but it doesn't make my playlist.
Okay. And the third option we got is another banger, like I said, and it is going to be OP number 5, Kokoro no Chizu from Boy Style, and this is going to be the Water 7 OP. I'll give
I'm
y'all
gonna
a few
put that
seconds to
one.
listen to it, and Crollo will start us off.
I don't even need to listen to it. I know that one. I'm gonna put that one at 3.
Okay.
It's an amazing song, especially in English. I watched English dub all the way pretty much up to Marineford. So I definitely remember that one. It's not better than Believe, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put it at 3.
I got
But it's a
you.
banger though.
Kokoro no Chizu is like one of my top ones.
Ooh.
Like I don't really know where it goes. I'm glad I'm not having to rank these. I'm glad I'm just a host. But Nom, where you putting this at?
I'll put you on the spot next time. Don't you worry. Um, I'm gonna put it at 5. It
Okay.
is probably one of my least favorite ones. I'm not a huge fan of it. I wasn't sold on it.
Damn.
I mean, it's not bad song. If you pick a worse song, I'll actually be shocked. But at the same time, I feel like 5 is a good spot for it.
All
It
right.
ain't making my playlist this time.
Shad, where you going with it?
Yeah, I'll take number 3, man. This is, like I say, around the time period. I think this was like right before where I picked up One Piece. And so, like, I didn't start One Piece from the beginning. I like started from the beginning of the arc. And so this was one of the first or second OPs that I heard from it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Gleesh.
I think I'm gonna have to put it at 3 as well. This opening, like, it's one of those openings where, I mean, you don't skip any openings, but it's one of those openings you appreciate while you're watching.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it just has those feels, Water 7, feels.
Yeah.
You got what's his name? Shit. I'm blanking now. Long nose dude.
Usopp.
No, the Water 7 dude.
Salty.
Graph.
Guy from
Kaku.
yeah, Kaku.
Yeah, Kaku. You got Kaku just like jumping off, or whatever, right?
Yeah, the visuals are
Yeah.
hitting right now.
With that being said, we're gonna kick it back a little bit and go with OP number 1. And this ain't just number 1. This is they redone it like several times. I think 3 more times throughout the thing. This is We Are by Hiroshi Kitadani. So y'all should know what this one is. This is the OG number 1. So Crollo, where you putting this at?
Definitely iconic. I don't think it's better than Believe, but there's only 2 spots open, so I have to put it at 4.
Tough choices. Nom.
I'm gonna put it at 4 as well.
Okay.
I would probably swap it with Paint if I could, but at the same time, Believe or Bust. Don't care.
Okay. I got you. Chad, what about you? Where you putting it? 1 or 5? Damn. You're muted, by the way.
I know, man. Like, I mean, I'm gonna put it at 5. Like, I probably would have put it at 4, but yeah, what we got? I'm gonna put it at 5.
Okay. What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting it? 1 or 4?
It's a good opening and it is very, very iconic, but I can't put it at 1, so I'm gonna have to put it at 4.
Well, let's see what y'all got for y'all last choice. And that is going to be OP number 15, We Go by Hiroshi Kitadani. And this is from Fishman. I think it starts in Fishman. And it is going to be Crollo's number 1, Nom's number 2, Shad's number 1, and Gleesh's number 1. Are y'all happy about it being number 1?
No, not at all. I probably would have put that one at 5. Bump
Each
everything
needs
else up
sunshine,
one and put that
young.
at-
We go. But yeah, that's how that's just part of the game,
Yeah.
You can't have every banger. Sometimes you gotta have some turds in there.
Yeah.
Y'all want to move on to the next one? I think y'all got enough time for a couple more, 2 or 3 more.
For sure.
or-
For sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll go to the next one, and that is going to be which big 3 character is most likely to break the record in Nathan's hot dog eating competition, with 1 being able to eat the most hot dogs in 10 minutes and 5 being the least amount of hot dogs ate in 10 minutes. So
Luffy 1 through 5 done.
So
Yeah,
Nom,
just eat like 83 hot dogs.
What'd you say?
Didn't that one guy just eat like 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes?
I don't know. It's a lot, bro. But like,
Shit.
we're these people. You got to put them, where you think how many they can eat in 10 minutes. So the first one is gonna be Choji. Nom, you're
Ooh.
up.
And we're doing big three, so that
Yeah,
includes
we're doing the big three.
One
So
Piece.
One Piece,
Okay.
Naruto, and Bleach. So
Oh man, this one is kind of easy. He goes in at number 2 all day.
what about
All
you?
day.
What about you, Shad? Where you putting
Yeah,
Choji at?
yeah, same, man. I got Choji at number 2.
What about you, Gleesh?
Something tells me he's a glizzy gladiator, so I put him at 2.
I love that. I love the
And
Glizzy
the
Gladiator.
Glizzy Gladiator.
Frollo, where you putting him at?
I'm gonna be different and call your bluff here. I think Luffy's not on here,
Hmm.
so I'm gonna put him at 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the number 2
Fair.
option we got is from One Piece, and it is going to be Lucky Roo.
Oh, thank God.
Lucky. Damn,
Are you,
Yeah.
and I'm hopefully everyone's familiar with him.
Hmm.
He's from Shanks
yeah.
crew.
Yeah,
So,
Shanks true.
yeah, he's the one eating the chicken leg or whatever. So, or turkey leg. I don't even know what the hell he's eating, bro. He's some kind of leg.
He
so.
always has that big
Like a
ass
ham
meat with him.
bone.
Yeah, the
Stop.
ham thing. I don't know. He's always eating some shit. So Nam, where you putting Lucky Roo at?
So there's two choices, right? He's either going at number 3, right? Because either A, the man's constantly eating, which means the moment that he stops eating and he needs to like just scarf something down, he'll probably be really good at it. Or B, he's the world's slowest fucking eater because he's been eating the same goddamn turkey leg for 3 in-universe years. That is 26 of our years, dude. Are you done eating the same turkey leg or what? I'm gonna put him at 3. I think that he's gonna. I think that he's not eating the same turkey leg. I want to believe that he's eating a different turkey leg every time we see him.
I think he is. Shad, where you putting him at?
Same, man. He probably had one of the coolest introductions in anime.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's one of the
yeah.
coldest. But yeah, I'll put him at number 3.
Okay. What about you, Gleesh?
I'd really like. If I could put him at 2, I would. I'd put him at 3.
Okay. I mean, solid choice. Frollo, what about you? Where you putting him at?
I'm gonna put him at 3. I mean, he's dressed in watermelon. Like he's good at eating for sure. He gotta be. So, but I think there might be someone else that comes along that I gotta put at 2.
Okay. Well, the next character we got is going to be from Bleach, and this is going to be Kiryu Hikifune, and that is the pink-haired big lady of the Royal Guard of the Soul Society. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nam, you're going to be going first this time, and like I said, this is 1,000 Year Blood War, so I'm glad you watched it, or you'd be putting her at 5 probably right now. So, I mean, you might be able to put her at 5 still. I don't know, but where are you putting her at? I think her ain't her like sword or whatever spoon.
Yes. That being said, I'm still gonna put her at 5.
Okay. What about you, Shad?
Yes, same. I feel like she stored hers. I don't feel like it was like gluttonous like some of the other characters here. I just feel like hers was like over time.
Well, she has to eat it to get it there. So
Yeah.
But I think that she is storing that energy and she's not actually burning it because she then uses that in her cooking.
Yeah.
And when she does that, she actually burns off all that spiritual energy, which then makes her turn skinny. Ha!
Yeah.
I have watched it.
And
Suck it.
hungry. And hungry, by the way. So, and
But
she's
I
a
don't
big
think
lady. She's a big
yeah, but
lady. So,
I don't think she could do it in one sitting.
yeah.
Like you sit her
It-
at a table with
Well,
Choji, I don't think
she
she's
could
keeping up.
she
yeah.
could do it in one sitting, but like, how long is her sitting gonna be? That's
Yeah.
the real question.
Yeah.
'Cause we got to
Choji,
look at the big picture here. You know,
5
10
minutes.
minutes, the most hot dogs ate in 10 minutes. So,
Yeah.
but
What's the record?
uh, I think any of these people is gonna smash the record. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
how
Mhm.
many like how
Who's gonna
many can they
smash it the
eat?
most?
You know, yeah, who's gonna smash it the most, pretty much.
Mm.
So with that being said, Gleesh, what you putting pink haired Hikifuni at?
I think I'm gonna have to put her at 4. Like, it's tough, and I'm curious who you have left, but I would have to put her at 4.
Alrighty,
Um,
Crollo.
real quick, it is 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Mm.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
a lot. But I feel like any of these people that I got on this list can like do that in 4. So
I could crack it with Hot Pockets.
Damn.
83 though? Sheesh.
That's a lot, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna probably put her at 5 just because the other two on the list for sure, she's not out eating them. Let alone in a competition. I mean, I feel like she would be far behind them when it comes to a competition. Even if she could potentially eat more, it depends. Like, how long would that take? Like, it's definitely not taking 10 minutes for her to eat 83 hot dogs. It would probably take longer than that. So I'll put her at 5.
Okay. Well, the number 4 option we got is from One Piece, and it is gonna be Luffy.
Fuck.
Ah,
Well, guys, game over. There's no more hot dogs anyways.
yeah.
So y'all can just go home.
Gotcha. I
Chad, number
gotcha.
1.
Yeah. I mean, he's Rubber Man. He expands. I mean, he won't stop eating.
Bottomless pit. Yeah, that's number 1.
I think it's I would say it's you know, guaranteed one across the board, it looks like, but the thing is Rolo already picked this one.
We'll add a spot 0 and we'll just get rid of like 2 or 4 for you.
Thank
Don't
you,
worry.
thank you.
We got you.
I mean, he literally got so big from eating and then said, "Hold on, I'm too big," and ran laps to get skinny again so he can keep eating. Like, he's definitely won, but
Or on Whole Cake Island when he just ate so much that he just then went gear 4 into that special form
the
that he
tape
only
bag,
went in
yeah.
once. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got you, Crowler, on that one. So yeah. The 5th one is gonna be for Nom, it's gonna be number 4. It's Jewelry Bonnie. And Shad is gonna be number 4. Gleesh is number 5, and Crollo is gonna be number 4. Because she can eat too, you know?
You know?
God. If I knew Bonnie Lucky Row would have been number 4 for sure for me. Bonnie would
Yeah,
have
low
been
key,
all
right?
day.
It was hard to find like Bleach and Naruto characters that could put it down, you know what I mean? One Piece, like
Mhm.
there's plenty of them, but so
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there.
it's the first one I'm not
Well-
happy with.
For sure.
Well-
I've said it before about Bleach. Bleach is definitely the more adult one. It's likened more to actual people than it is these like absolutely insane, unrealistic power fantasies.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the next one, and it's gonna be most iconic
Ooh.
moments of the big 3.
Hmm.
The first one is gonna be obviously, you know, with 5 being the most iconic, right, and 1 being least or whatever least. But 1 is gonna be Rock Lee dropping his weights while fighting Gaara. What you putting that,
Ooh.
Shad?
You said 5 being the most iconic?
I mean 1. My bad. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
okay.
1 being it. I don't know why I said 5.
Nah, it's cool. Man, that's tough. Ooh. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because I mean, they all have some pretty big moments. gonna put it at 4.
Okay. What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting Rock Lee at?
That is a moment, and
Yeah.
like that's a moment. But this is the entire big 3, not just Naruto. So
Yep.
just off of that, I'm gonna have to put it at 5.
Okay. Crollo?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at 5. Like, as amazing as that moment was, when you want to talk about being iconic and combining all of the big 3, it can't be higher.
What about you, Nom? Where you putting this at?
I'm gonna go 5.
Okay.
My main reasoning is because as dope as it was, right, and as goated of a character as Rock Lee is, the fuck did he do afterwards?
You
Got his goddamn
packed
ankle
up, bro.
crushed. Exactly my point. You did all that cool shit, and you ended up looking like a bitch afterwards, anyways.
Oh man.
But
Stop trying to show off.
to be fair, that was the future whatever, the sand village Kage. So
The Kaze Kage.
yeah, Kaze Kage. So
No,
I mean,
again, it was still a very iconic moment within Naruto. Shout out Chunin arc or Chunin exam, but at the same time, there's gonna be some real heat coming. I can feel it.
oh yeah. And with that being said, number 2 is gonna be the Straw Hats saying goodbye to the Going Merry. Chad,
Ooh.
where you got that at?
Damn. I'm gonna put it at number 2.
Ooh.
Tough
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
a tough
That's a tough
category,
one, man.
boys.
That's a tough one. 'Cause I feel like you're gonna throw something more epic in there, but then I also feel like I don't know, you might throw a curveball in there and be like, I
Beef
don't know,
throw
man. Yeah,
curveballs, bro.
yeah, this a tough one though. I'm gonna stick it at 2. I'm gonna stick it at 2, man. That one hit, but I mean, how many anime do you know that like can take uh I mean what is not even a living person and make people, tear up over it.
I
Exactly. I
teared up.
cried.
Yeah.
I cried. I cried grown man tears for 10 minutes, bro.
Yeah, man. That's a tough one, man.
What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting this at?
Honestly, that moment is very amazing. Like he said, like not too many moments really hit me like that, especially considering that moment's over a ship. But even with that being said, I'm really curious on what the rest of these moments are talking about. So I'd probably have to put that at 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Playing it really safe. I like it.
Yeah.
Crollo, where you put this at?
I'm gonna put it at 4 too. As amazing as it was, I damn near cried myself, and it really showed just how amazing One Piece is to be able to give you that type of emotion over something that's not even alive. So it was definitely iconic, but this is all 3 of the big 3 we're talking about. I know there's something coming. I gotta put over it.
Nom?
I'm gonna put this one at 2.
Okay.
This one is honestly one of the things that really made me enjoy that arc so much. So it's hard to not put it where it is.
Alrighty. Well, the third one is going to be from Bleach, and it is going to be where Aizen stops Ichigo's Bankai and theme
Ooh.
music with
Hmm.
one finger. Chad, where you got that at?
Bleach Bleach got me back into anime because like there was a period like I think in high school where I stopped watching anime, and then I think like my senior season I picked back up Bleach and continued into college. And man, I think I would probably put it at 3. I'm gonna put it at 3.
Okay. What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting this at?
I'm right there with him. I'd put it at 3. Like I don't think I've ever seen a character get his theme song stopped like that. But I would say that moment, it also capped off one of the greatest arcs to Soul Society. But
Yeah.
something's telling me there's some real heavy hitters coming.
Alrighty. I see you. Frollo.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at 3 too. Like, as amazing as that moment is, it's kind of similar to the Going Merry, where it's like it's not the most iconic in the show. So, given what could possibly be coming, I can't put it higher.
I got you. I mean, that's a safe bet because like there's so many iconic moments in like One Piece alone, let alone like Naruto and Bleach. Like, and I didn't just pick like all bangers, you know. Like, I try to pick like different stuff, you know, instead of just having all things, um, all like top moments or whatever. So,
Mm.
because I mean that would be really hard to pick from like 5 absolutely banger iconic moments, which I feel like all of these are banger, but
For
they're,
sure.
you know, it just depends on who you are, I guess. So, Nom, where you putting this at?
Um, y'all can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put this at number 4 because while I do enjoy it, Bitch Man Kills Best Theme Song.
Damn, he doing Eisen like that. Eisen gonna show up at your door, boy.
Fuck him. What's he gonna do, bitch?
Gonna do a lot to you. Yeah.
But no, it's number 4. It was cold and stuff like that. I'm glad that it only took him like another 200 and so episodes to actually find his theme song again, and just in time for them to fucking change it. Where was the choir singing, right? I was ready for it. Like that got me hyped, and then it was gone. You fucking bitch.
Well, with that being said, the number 4 option is gonna be from Naruto, and this is Naruto showing up with the Toads in Sage mode to fight pain after Sakura, you know, hollers for him. So, Shad, where you putting this? You putting this at 1 or 5?
I know, man. Shit. I'm gonna put it at 5. I'm gonna put it
Okay,
at 5.
it's
That's
tough.
a
I
tough
know it's
one.
tough.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, it ranks below the Going Merry. It ranks below Eisen stopping the theme music. I would probably put it above Rock Lee, but I don't know. I'd probably tie it like right there with Rock Lee. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I'll put it at number 5.
Leash.
This is really tough for me personally because I don't know what's coming for that last spot, but this is most iconic moments, and that's the biggest part for me
Mhm.
too. Just because if this was best moments, I probably would be feeling a little bit different. But when you want to talk about iconic, this is one of the greatest entrances in all of anime.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
it's tough, but I think I'm gonna have to put it at 2.
Okay, playing safe. I got it. Prolo, you gonna play safe or all or nothing?
I'm gonna play it safe. It's been working so far for this one. I'm gonna put it at 2.
Okay, Nom.
Uh, when I think of Naruto, this arc here and like specifically this moment is what stands out to me probably the most. Um, I'm gonna put this one at number 1.
Okay,
And I
I
swear to
like it.
God, if the next thing is a One Piece thing,
Well, speaking of
um,
One Piece, number 5 is gonna be from One Piece,
yep, I fucking knew it.
and this is a fun one. So this is gonna be Shad's number 1, and it's gonna be Zoro telling Sanji nothing happened.
Mm.
And
Ooh.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be Glicia's number 1, Krolo's number 1, and Nom's number 3.
I like it.
Yeah.
A
Yeah. I'm
freaking
good with it.
iconic moment. So
Yeah.
that's one of the
Oh,
one of my favorite, you know, moments in One Piece.
Yeah.
Overall, it's just Zoro. Like I even got it on one of my little gift things on my computer screen thing. So like he's just standing there, nothing happened. Like just iconic, bro.
Yeah, I
So
can't complain at all. I'm good with it.
I love
with
it, honestly.
I'm
Yeah.
perfectly happy with it where it's
Okay.
at.
So I do have, let's see, one, two, I got like 3 or 4 more or whatever, but we're not gonna get to all of them. So I want to know like how many more do y'all think y'all can do? Because I'm gonna pick the ones that I'm gonna pick the ones we do based off of that. So y'all got like 1 more, 2 more. What y'all feeling?
I got about one more.
Okay, y'all good with 1 more?
Yeah.
I'm good
Yeah.
for
So
whatever.
let's see. Let me look at these. So I'm gonna ask y'all. I'm not gonna pick. I'm gonna ask y'all. So these are the categories I got. Which big 3 character is most likely to be the last one standing at a bar? I got the best big 3 fights. I also got which big 3 character has the biggest chest size.
Oh man.
Also got best big 3 waifu. Also have ranking big 3 characters on how long we think they'd last in a fight against Goku at his peak.
Oh man.
So, and that's basically it. So,
It's a toss up between best fights and best waifu.
Yeah. Best
do y'all
fights.
think?
Best
Yeah, let's do best
fights.
fight.
We can do best
But
fights.
Yeah.
this is going to be big 3. So,
Okay, and
I'm just saying it's there's a lot of fights, out there in these animes. So, obviously one's going to be best, right? So the first one, I'm going to start it off, kind of easy for y'all, I guess, maybe, and it's going to be Sakura and Gran Ichiyo versus Sasori from Naruto. Crollo, let us know what
5.
you think. 5.
5.
I
That
think
was
this.
definitely Sakura's best moment, but I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
I got
what
you.
was the Akatsuki's guy's name again?
Sasori.
Sasori. So sorry, my man. Nom, where you going with this one?
Um, I'm gonna do 5 as well.
Okay. And like I said, these aren't like I picked 5, so they could be like all bangers. They could like, be some underrated ones, like it's the best fights out of these 5, basically, not the best fights overall. So
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
mean there was nothing wrong with the fight
yeah.
itself. Like it was a good fight, but it's just overall it doesn't hold up compared to a lot of the other fights that happened in the series. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, like this is an easy 5.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured if we made it this far, I'd let y'all, relax on the first one. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Chad, where you put this at?
Yeah. Same 5.
Leash?
I'd say 5. It's an upgrade from Sakura versus Ino, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't take much.
The second one is gonna be from Bleach, actually, and this is gonna be Ichigo versus the Arankar Ukera, the green Arankar.
Mm,
I think number 4, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's gonna be
Oh.
the second one.
Mm.
This is gonna be Crollo. Where you got it at?
This is my personal favorite Bleach fight.
Mm. It's one of mine as
But
well. I think I got Grimjow over this, but it hits hard.
I'm gonna put it at 2.
Mm.
Okay, 2. I got you. Nom. What about you? Where you putting this at?
Same too. As you know, Ulquiorra was one of my favorite villains in Bleach, and that whole interaction, there was no one more fearsome throughout the entire series in Ulquiorra, aside from Aizen, obviously. I mean, how do you fight against someone that kills the theme song?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
Ulquiorra had that second transformation as an Arankar. No one else did. Nobody
Yeah.
pushed Ichigo like he did. Like even until the Thousand Year Blood War, nobody pushed Ichigo as hard as Ukiura did.
Thousand Year Blood War is just different though. It's gonna be wild, bro. Shad, where you putting this at?
Um, I think I'll put it at number 3. It is one of my favorite fights in Bleach. I mean, but I don't know. I'm thinking of a couple of others that I like more. I'm gonna put it at 3.
Okay. What about you, Gleesh? Where you putting this at?
I'm gonna have to put it at 2. I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite Bleach fight. Like start to finish. And the other ones were nice too. The first time they fought and the second time. But when you want to talk about the third time when they ran it back and Okiura transformed all of it, it was just fantastic.
Yeah. Like I said, this is one of my favorite arcs of Bleach. Like, you just can't go wrong, bro.
Nah.
Like,
Yeah.
Ron Cars and Ichigo and them, like, it's peak. Honestly, peak. The third one is going to be from One Piece, and it is actually going to be Luffy versus Usopp. Prolo, where you got this at?
I'm gonna put it at 4 because Usopp pissed me off. Like that whole situation. Like I love the Going Merry too. Luffy loved the Going Merry, but it's like you tried to fix the Going Merry, you couldn't fix it. You take it to a bunch of shipwrights, they say it's unfixable. At that point, we have to move on. It's not that we don't like the ship. We have to keep going. Like I'm trying to be king of the pirates. So it's like who's not making that big fuss about the ship? Obviously, bigger picture, that wasn't all it was about. But I didn't really like Usopp that much after that. Until I started to like him more later on, but that fight kind of pissed me off. So I'm gonna put it at 4.
Yeah, Usopp, like Usopp doing all, like I agreed with Zoro at that time, right? Like Zoro's like you can't let that happen. You know, you gotta you gotta take care of it. You gotta stand on business. Like you're the captain, or I'm leaving. You know, basically what he said, and I agree with that. Like, but the thing is, like Luffy and Usopp's fight, it was so emotional. Like it had me emotional, and like because we hate to see that. We hate to see, you know, two friends like that fighting as hard as they did, even though Luffy wasn't trying as hard as he could, obviously, but Usopp give it to him, you know? So, Nom, what you got this at?
I'm gonna have to go with 4 as well. I don't think that I'm gonna be quite as upset. Like I understood where Usopp was coming from. I didn't like the decision at first, but I felt like they really showed Usopp grown as a combat character in that regard, and it really helped open the door too because obviously we got the best version of Usopp we've ever seen, Sniper King.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's a very forgettable fight.
Okay. Chad, what about you?
Yeah, same 4. I mean, it was emotional, but and that whole part was emotional, but when you're looking at it, it's like they're fighting over a ship.
Not just any ship, though.
Yeah, it's not just any ship, but I mean, when you're looking at it as a pirate, you know, they're fighting over a ship.
Yeah.
An unfixable ship.
Yeah, an unfixable ship.
Yeah, I mean, they knew it was time to move on. Usopp even knew it was time to move on, you know? So, but, Gleesh, who you got this at?
I think I'm gonna have to put it at 4. I will say this fight might be one of the most heartbreaking fights for me in the big 3, maybe, but it was still fantastic. Like I won't say it was that crazy, but it was definitely heart wrenching to see Luffy and Usopp go at it. Like it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth about Usopp going forward afterwards, just because it's like kind of like what Krollo said. You did all of that for an unfixable ship, especially just knowing what they were.
Yeah, you're speaking facts. So,
yeah.
And Luffy wasn't gonna do anything. Like Zoro is the one that made him, you know, act. So it was just a tough time for the Straw Hats, honestly. So, With that being said, the next fight is going to be from Naruto. This is going to be Madara versus Guy Sensei. Crollo, we got this eye.
I'm gonna put it at 3. Um, it's definitely better than Luffy versus Usopp and Sakura versus Sasori, but at the end of the day, that fight lasted all of 10 minutes, and Madara didn't even really fight back. It was really just he was just seeing how strong Guy was, and Guy was just attacking him in the 8th gate, and then he just died. It would have been nice to see Madara actually try, just to see what that would look like. But I'm gonna put it at 3.
Okay. Nom.
3 is a solid spot for it. It was a great fight, in my opinion. Just because Guy did go all out and stuff like that. He put his stakes on the line, and if anyone was going to come close outside of Naruto or Sasuke, like it was going to be Guy. But there's definitely going to be much better fights that also happen that have more at stake as well.
Yeah.
What about you, Shad? Where you putting this at?
I put it at 2. I mean, he did better than just about anybody else solo, but I mean, it definitely won't be number 1, so I'll put it at number 2.
Yeah. Crollo's got a point, even though, Guy Sensei, he like challenged Madara the most solo. It's kind of because he was not fighting back for the majority of the time. I think he started doing it at the end. But then by then, Guy Sensei was already like flaming out, he was on his last legs, burning out. So, but Leash, where you putting this at? You putting this at 1 or 3?
I put it at 3. Like, it was definitely hype, but it felt more like a one-sided clash than it did a fight.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that. So the last fight of this is gonna be from One Piece, and this is gonna be Crollo. It's gonna be your number 1 fight. This is Frankie versus Senor Pink. No, this is gonna be your number 1 as well, Shad. It's gonna be everyone's number 1.
Yeah.
So how do y'all feel about that?
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Like the Senior Pink backstory, fantastic. But the fight itself was terrible. They were literally just suplexing each other back and forth.
Talking.
I like when story impacts and elevates a fight, but that backstory, as amazing as it was, it doesn't elevate that.
Yeah, like
No, it didn't do anything for it.
I'm kind of it too. Like, if I could switch anything, I'd probably put it at 3. But that fight was nice. It's just the backstories carried it. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so like instead of like going crazy on like top fights or whatever, like I really, really wanted to. I almost did. I almost put like all of the fights kind of like on the Ichigo Bleach fight or whatever, the Ukarera and Ichigo fight. But I was like, I'm gonna do some like B tier fights, you know what I mean? And let them rank some B tier fights, but I'm gonna throw in one A tier fight. So and see where they put that at.
It'll put it at 1. Damn.
But yeah, I guess that's gonna be all we got. We had some more fun categories, but we went a little long on this one. I was only gonna plan to do like 90 to 100 minutes or whatever episode, but the boys they wanted to do a little bit more. And I'm fine with it. I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow, so as long as they wanted to do it. But that is gonna be it for us. And before we go, I just want to let Shad do it first. I want you to shout out yourself one more time.
Yeah, cool, man. Follow me on everything at the Side Quest Hustle, all streaming platforms, all social media. We plan to drop an episode every weekend, every Saturday, covering different topics. So tap in with us at Side Quest Hustle on everything.
Oh yeah, and like I said, links will be in the description for Shad and Sons of Tokyo. And speaking of Sons of Tokyo, I'm gonna let them shout out their stuff real quick. So y'all go ahead and do that. And yeah.
Hey man, first things first. Appreciate you guys for having us on. This was fun.
100%.
Make sure you guys follow us on every platform, Sons of Tokyo on everything, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, you name it, we got it, Sons of Tokyo. We post pretty much every day, whether it's a reaction podcast episode, the Talk of Tokyo, or any of our other special videos. So definitely give us a follow.
Yes, sir. Tap in for everything anime. And once again, shout out to you guys. Thank you for having us on.
Hell yeah, I'm actually glad we was able to work something out. I know the schedules got thankfully like this fell on this week because me and Nom was able to like do a late night, episode or whatever with y'all. Because if it was any other week, we'd probably be having to try to do it on like a Friday night or Saturday night. So thankfully we had Labor Day here to give us this little opportunity. So um but I hope everyone had fun. This was a little bit different. We've never done anything like this before, other than like the NFL draft that we did a few weeks ago, but that was kind of like prepared in advance. So I felt like this was a pretty fun change of pace to try out. So and I had fun, even though I was just a host. So hopefully y'all had fun too.
Mhm.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But before we leave, I just want to let y'all know that we are having watch parties every week. I just want to keep on saying that we're doing it on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, we're picking a new show every week, so y'all come in and vote on it. It's in Discord, discord.gg/anime Degens. If you can find us on social media, all that stuff, linktree.com/anime Degens. And if you played along or whatever and you'd like to share like your rankings as we played along, you can share it like in Discord, social media, anything, just let us know. Let us know what you picked. So make sure you like the video, make sure you give these guys a follow, and the links will be in the description. And we will see y'all on Tuesday for the weekly rundown. Peace.
Later.